In this tutorial, we would like to demonstrate the usage of the interface's catalog, which can be found in the Catalogs ribbon. Click on the corresponding button to open it. On the left, we can find a series of predefined interfaces grouped under different headings, like 2D gratings, aspherical interfaces, or lens arrays. By default, the interface's catalog opens to the Light-Trans defined category, particular interfaces of interest which come predefined in VirtualLab Fusion. There are two other definition types, templates and user-defined. Under templates, there is a list of more general, basic interfaces. Any interfaces which have been created or modified according to a specific set of parameters can be saved as user-defined. Later on in the video, we will show an example of how to save your own interfaces in the user-defined list. If you know the name of a given interface, you can search for it by inputting the name here. Now we click on one arbitrary interface, for example the truncated cone grating interface. On the right, the three-dimensional view is shown. We can rotate the interface by holding down the left mouse button and moving the mouse. At the bottom of the preview, the extension information is shown. Clicking with the right mouse button on the preview prompts a context menu. The settings of a display may be modified through this menu. For instance, in additional objects, we click on Origin. Then the origin of a coordinate system of this interface is shown. If you would like to fix the display plane, go to Camera Direction, Fixed, click on ZX Plane. Now the ZX plane is shown. Next, we come to the definition type Templates, where there is a list of general interfaces. It is possible to choose and configure the interface according to your intended application. For instance, say we need an aspherical interface. First, click on Aspherical Interface and then click on Edit. In the pop-up Edit window, the user can configure different parameters of the interface. Aspherical interfaces are represented by a well-known equation, which can be found by clicking on the Help button. In this equation, c is 1 over radius of curvature, kappa is a conical constant, and a1, a2 to an are higher-order asphere coefficients. The user should fix the number of orders they wish to employ. As an example, we set the radius of curvature to 30 mm, conical constant 5, and a2 equal 0.1. Here we first choose a number of orders to be 2 and input 0.1. This button here will generate the 3D preview. Click on it to view this interface. In the definition area, we can define the shape and size of a contour of the interface. The tab of Hide Discontinuities is used to discretize an interface. First, we mark pixelation. To make it obvious, we define the pixel size to be 1 mm by 1 mm. Click the 3D view. We can see the discrete pixels of the aspherical interface. The size of each pixel is 1 mm by 1 mm. Then we mark Use Discrete Height Levels and set the number of levels to be 4. Click the 3D view, where the 4 different height levels will be visible. Finally, we mark Use Fresnel Zones to make this interface into a Fresnel zone plate. Here we define the Fresnel height to be 1 mm and check the zone plate. In the tab Scaling, we can scale this interface in different directions. For instance, set the scaling factor along the Z direction to be 1.5. Now you see the Z extension has increased. By using the tab Periodization, we can make a periodic interface. Now the elementary interface is 20 mm by 20 mm. Here we can define the period to be 20 by 20 mm or larger. We set the whole interface to be rectangular with an overall size of 60 mm by 60 mm. Check the interface again. It should now be periodic. But the area among the S-spheres ought to be black. This means that light cannot pass through. We can then go to the tab Structure and mark Field Passes Plane Interface, which eliminates the black interstice and allows the light to pass through across the whole interface. Once the interface is defined, click OK. In the pop-up window, you are instructed to give it a name. Click OK again. The personalized interface will be available thereafter in the user-defined category. If you have any questions, please contact us.